Hello and welcome to Calling Out with Susan Pinsky. I'm on the East Coast today in New York City on Halloween week, which is something that actually happens to me every year. For some reason, I end up in New York. But unfortunately, I've been in quarantine for 7 days and I'm about ready to crawl the walls. I'm hoping today, though, I can have some spirits in my apartment to keep me nice and warm and keep me company, because it's been really hard being stuck in a 850 square foot room with my husband for 7 days. But we're here, we're virtually in your house, and it's my honor tonight to get to bring in the best psychic mediums I know. And also I have a couple of, well, you might call them paranormal investigators. You know, they're very well known. You may know Psychic Rebel Colby. She's a regular on the show. She'll be coming in about 20 minutes. But to start off the evening, I have one of my best friends in here, Cindy Kaza, medium Cindy Kaza, and her cute sidekick, Shane Pittman from the Holzer Files.
Hey, how are you? Thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming. I assume that you're on the screen. I can't see right now, but I want to thank you guys for taking the time. Anybody. Oh, well, I guess that's the way it's going to be.
Now I can see myself. This is really funny because
I can see myself. Well, listen, I'm gonna pull it up on the Periscope or the Restream, and I'm going to see you on my phone so that I know you're there. Okay, so anyways, back to where I was. Thank you for coming. I can hear you. That's the good news. And I just wanted to tell everybody that the show, The Holzer Files, is easily found on the Travel Channel. And this Thursday, the 29th, they will have the season premiere 2. If you haven't seen the first season, I guess you can go to Hulu, I assume, or you can find, are they going to do sort of a retro year before the new season starts, Cindy?
Oh, you mean like a marathon of season 1?
Yes.
I don't think so. I mean, well, we air on Thursday, so Thursday night, 11 p.m. Eastern time on the Travel Channel is the premiere of season 2, which we're super excited about. But if you haven't seen season 1, you can find it on Amazon Prime, Hulu, YouTube TV. Okay. I'm like so confused about all the different streaming platforms now. Travel Channel app, you know, you can find us. I'm like, where are we going? I mean, it's everywhere. So yeah, you can check it out on most streaming apps. I think a lot of them have it. But yeah, so we're really excited about the beginning of season 2, because this season was it was so fun to film, and I don't think Shane's my sidekick. I want to be Shane's sidekick, because Shane is the breakout star of the Holzer Files. That's what I think.
I can see you on my phone.
Well,
so if you guys
I appreciate that. But yeah, so
Shane, I didn't mean to disqualify you as one of the main members on the show. It's a super interesting retrospective of a investigation that took place 50 years ago, and Shane is the guy that brings in the cameras, and which is my favorite part, and he's also the one that hears the sounds and jumps out of his skin every time a ghost comes in the room. But anyways, go ahead and explain what it's like to work with Cindy.
Well, it's awesome. You know, in the very beginning, this is the crazy part. Like, I didn't have a lot of experience working with a medium, right? So my skeptical side was always like, how is this going to work? You know, but I was open to the experience. And then whenever we started going in and started doing these cases, some of the stuff that Cindy would pick up on would be stuff that wasn't in the original case file that Hans had. Um, it would be found out later whenever we talked to a historian. So it wasn't public knowledge, some of the things that she would come up with. And
Yes.
that's when I was sold. That's when I was sold. It's crazy to see how she works and how she receives messages from spirit.
Yeah, so you have Dave, let's see, Dave Schrader. He was
Schrader.
originally one of the ghost hunters, I guess, on Travel Channel or something. I think I've seen him before, right? He comes from a long
He's done other
list of
stuff, yeah.
yeah. And
Well,
so,
yeah,
anyways,
Dave. Sorry.
go
Yeah.
ahead.
So Dave he's had a show called Darkness Radio for about 15 years. So that's where he started out. So the network and our production company knew him from that field. And actually, Dave was the final interview that Hans Holzer did before he passed away.
Oh, wow. Wow. So, okay. So Hans Holzer's daughter, Alexandra, released the tapes that Holzer had. So Dave obviously took those and they were basically tapes of mediums that had gone into haunted houses and heard these voices, and they recorded it all. So when they brought when they bring Cindy and Shane in, they don't give them any information, just kind of like how I do my show where we just don't say anything and we see where they go. They basically have the history, and then the historian, let's see what's his name, Gabe, does the history of the house, right? Or the history known by the community, and this goes back hundreds of years usually, which is what I love. I love the history part of it. So they know this story, and then they bring the two of you guys in to just sort of come in sort of cold turkey and walk around a house and see if there's a collaboration of things that happened 50 years ago and how they relate to today's ghosts that may be living in these houses. And they pick some really crazy houses in the country. They fly all over the country and go to these really crazy places that look so haunted, and they have evil stories behind them. Most of the people that have died are living in died traumatically, and maybe they don't know that they are even dead. Like, that's how they turn into ghosts, I guess. So I mean, there's a difference between talking to spirit and ghosts, but somehow ghosts have this present. And am I explaining this correctly?
Well,
Yeah.
so a
So
couple things, yes. Oh, go ahead,
go
Jane.
ahead.
Yeah, go for it, Jane. No, you go.
All right. So how it
I'm your
works
sidekick today,
is
buddy.
all right. All right. So how it works is, yes, Alexandra had her father's old case files and his old collections of audio, visual, all kinds of things so we have a good foundation. And what happens is Gabe Roth is our case uh, researcher. So he goes out and he lines up all of our interviews, our locations, and makes sure that where we're going is in the right direction. So in the beginning of the case, me and Dave will have the information. The only one that doesn't have the information is Cindy. And so a lot of times she doesn't even know the location we're going to. She'll know the state, but she has no clue of anything else. So me and Dave,
She's
we
not allowed to
handle
have
the
any information.
interviews, no information at all, because we don't want to contaminate anything. And we went into the Holzer files with the intention of, hey, look, we want to be as authentic as possible. We want to do this the right way. So that's what we did. And luckily, we have a great network, Travel Channel. We have a great production company that's allowed us to have that freedom to do our jobs and handle these cases the proper way.
I mean, it's so well done. The Lambert House, great show. Okay. Drew watched it last night with me, and he was talking about on the previous show how was that the guy who had like 7 kids and they all died, and then he like
Yeah,
Oh
well,
he
yeah, the
plastered
Lambert
them up on the
Castle.
wall
Lambert
Yeah.
Castle.
of his living room. He had him all. Was that the Lambert house?
Right.
Hmm.
So all
So
but
so
I believe it was all but two passed away. Yeah.
Ooh, I think I
It
lost you
appears that
guys.
Susan unplugged something. Oops.
It's okay. It's all right. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Well, it's a great time for me to plug Holzer files again. I'm going to play a little music while Susan gets her sound figured out. Just 1 second.
Okay.
There you are, Colby.
Colby?
It seems. Colby?
Hello?
I see Colby. And yeah, but there's no sound from Colby. What?
This is like, are,
I know.
is it just like is it just the banner that's on Facebook right now?
Well, you guys are live right now. And this is also what happens anytime the spirits get involved. This happens every time. We
Wait,
just
is
did a
Colby
show.
here?
Colby's there. Colby's on screen, but we can't hear anything from Colby
Yeah, I
all of a
see.
sudden. Yeah.
Yeah, I see both of you. Yeah.
I'm going to put you guys back. Let's see. I see her, and she's talking. There's no sound from her. Let's see. Wait.